everybody. So today's video and blog, I'm talking about major buyer objections. So reasons why somebody wouldn't want to purchase your property. And it's not mainly for vendors and people selling because you can't really change these things, but they would be good for investors. So I learnt these when I went and learnt from Cherie Barber and her Renovating for Profit program a couple of years ago now, and I went and crewed with her as well and worked with her. So these are the things that she tells people to avoid when buying a property for investment purposes or just a property in general, because when reselling you're gonna have a tough time with them. So these are things such as buying a property on a main road or a busy thoroughfare. So for an example, we went to an appraisal in Flinders a couple of months ago, and it had been a property that was on the market for almost 3 months. So the vendors had called in our agency to go in and just give them a bit of advice. They were considering changing agents because their house had been on the market for a couple of months and they needed to move interstate. So one of the some of the main feedback that they had from potential buyers was that their house was on a main road. It actually wasn't a main road, but it was a busy thoroughfare. And this is something that people underestimate for investment purposes, or just if you're going to buy a property and know that, you know, you could sell it in a couple of years' time. So that could have an impact on buyers. Another buyer objection is properties that are on a slope. So Cherie actually went a couple of years ago to help out. It was on Channel 10, I think, the living room. There was a property that these people had wanted to sell. It had been on the market for like 5 years or something crazy. When she pulled up, she knew straight away why it wasn't selling, and that was because it was on a really big slope. So the front of the driveway, you drove down and the house was at the bottom. So she'd actually gone in and removed most of that frontage, and then the property had sold after that. So that's another thing as well. Another one is buying on a corner block. There's obviously, it limits privacy, so that can take away potential buyers. But that can actually be a good thing for developers, because developers they actually need the frontage. They can't actually develop if the front yard is, I think it's under 16 meters if the frontage is shorter. So being on a corner block, if the site's big enough, obviously you could get developers or investors there. Also, sites that are different to all the other houses in the street. So if they're on a weird shaped block, if they don't have the same kind of frontage as the other properties in the street, if their property sits further back, so the setbacks are different to the other houses in the street, that can also put buyers off as well. So I've explained a few more little things like this that could turn buyers off in my blog. So if you want to check it out, I will put the link with the video.